Hello, my name is Deji Olaiya, and I'm the original creator of Digital Yoruba Orthography. And a lot of people have asked me, what is Digital Yoruba Orthography? What does it actually mean? That's why I'm putting up this video. So, Digital Yoruba Orthography is a new, innovative approach, a new way to write Yoruba language or Yoruba literature. So what am I trying to do? What am I trying to achieve? What problem am I trying to solve? So, as I said, this is an innovative way. I mean, a kind of new methodology, new approach to writing Yoruba language. Okay, so what exactly is this digital Yoruba? Now, imagine you giving a Yoruba book to a Yoruba youngster who was born abroad, maybe in England or in America or Brazil, or to a foreigner. You want to give a Yoruba book to a foreigner who wants to learn Yoruba language. Now, this is what you are likely to come across. If you look here on the screen, this is what they will come across. Now, this is very, very scary. It is very ugly. It is not reader friendly, and it turns people off. In fact, most of our youngsters who are born abroad or who live abroad have been turned off. That's why they don't want to read Yoruba literature. They don't want to read Yoruba books because this is just too scary for them. It's kind of look very tribal. It's kind of look tribal. So how did we get here in the first place? How did we get into writing our literature this way? So we need to go back 200 years to a man called Bishop Samuel Ajayi Crowther. So it was Bishop Ajayi Crowther who was the first person to write down Yoruba language. I mean, he was trying to translate the Bible into Yoruba language. So he had to put up a kind of dictionary for Yoruba language. So during this process of trying to, write a dictionary for Yoruba language, he kind of find out that Yoruba is a tonal language in the sense that you could have one word that could be pronounced in many different ways to mean many different things. So there are instances where there are so many words that when we write them down on paper, they were written down the same way, but when you pronounce them, you can pronounce them with different tones, and they mean different things. That was the problem that he tried to solve. Look at this word, for example. We have a J, vowel, a J, blood, a J, 7. You can see they are written the same way. They look alike, but they are different. When you pronounce them with different tones, they are different. Look at this. This is ete, disgrace. Then you have ete, leprosy, and you have ete, lips. You see, they are written the same way, but they mean different things. Look at this. This is hara, brethren or brother. This is hara, body. This is hara, thunder. This is hara, wonder. So you can see there are so many words like that. Look at this. This is Ogun, 20. Ogun, iron. Ogun, medicine. Ogun, sweat. So these are the problems that Bishop Samuel Crowther wanted to solve. And what he did then was to introduce what we call tonal accents. That's where we come about the Amioke, Amisale, Amiarin, Fagun, Ho. And I understand that in those days, about 200 years ago, what we use, the kind of technology we used then was to have tribal marks. So Bishop Samuel Crowther gave them tribal marks to differentiate them. And that's what we've used in the last 200 years. So as I said, what we wanted to do was to differentiate them by, giving them different accents on top. So that's exactly what Samuel Crowther did. And this is how they look like in theory. When you put the different accent, this is how they look like. Okay? So now, Yoruba is a very beautiful language. It's a very friendly language. But we are presenting our language in a very tribal, very, very scary, ugly way. And this is not doing justice to our language. We need to present our language in a much, much friendlier way. It's a beautiful language with thousands of proverbs, thousands of niches. There are so many things that the world can learn from us if we just let them read our language. Right now, nobody is reading our language. It's only people who went to the university to study Yoruba that actually study this language. But we need to open the language up to the international community. We need everybody to read our language. We need to affect, the world and infect the world with our language. And this is exactly what I'm trying to fix here. So, as I said, the way we write this is very tribal, it's non-reader friendly, and it turns people off. So, what we need is a very, very cleaner literature, a much more reader-friendly literature. That's what we need. 200 years ago, accent is okay because it was fantastic. We were able to, our Yoruba language was the first Black African language to be written down. So that was a first, which is very good. But today, we need a much more cleaner literature, something that is much more friendlier that people can read. So to clean up our literature, what we need to do to make it reader friendly is that we need an upgrade. We need to upgrade our literature. The way we write it has to be upgraded. And which means that we need to remove those accents and we need to replace those accents with something much more friendly. We need to replace them with alphabets, okay? So look at the way it's done in other languages. Look at English, for example. Look at court, C-U-T, court, C-O-T, court, C-A-U-G-H-T, court. Look at right. Look at buy. Look at rain. This is the way it's been done in other languages. Look at race, praise, where, sight, see, sees. This is the way it's done in other languages. So now, when we go back to the use of accents, what we need to do basically is to translate these accents into alphabets. Now, you need to know that if we have developed our own alphabet, if we have not borrowed from the European alphabet, all these accents, they will have been alphabet by themselves. We will not have had to put accent on top of our words. Those accents will have been different alphabets by themselves. But the reason why we are using accent is because we have not developed our own alphabet. So we are improvising by trying to use a European alphabet. So the best we can do here is to translate this accent into alphabet. In this instance, for example, if you're looking at the screen, you can see ara, body. Now, this first accent here, it's been translated. They have translated that to an R there. And this second accent here translated that into this R. And you have to know that this R in yellow, those two R's there, they are not pronounceable. They are silent alphabets. You don't pronounce them. They're just there to let you know this is how to pronounce it. So it's still the same, Allah, not RR. You don't pronounce the R. So the R there is just to show you how to pronounce it. Look at the second one, Allah. So that accent there has been translated to an H. And look at thunder, Allah. That one been translated here to an H. This one been translated then to an R. And if you look at this, Allah, that has been translated here to an R. This one has been translated to an S. An important thing is that you don't need to know all this theory. When you look at the dictionary, you can see this is how Allah is written. This is how Allah is written. This is how Allah is written. And this is how Allah is written. It's in the dictionary. All you need to know is to know how are they written down in the dictionary. There's dictionary for it, and it's in the dictionary. That's all you need to do. You don't need to know any accent. Once you know how to write it, they are different from each other. This one has an R in front. This one has H here. This one has H and R here. They are different. So this cleans up our literature. Okay. Now, look at this again. This is Ogun, which is the default. It retains the way it looks like, but there is no accent on it. This is Ogun, that has an H there to differentiate it from this one. This is Ogun. It's different from the others. This is Ogun. And this is Ogun. So you can see that they've been differentiated. They've been differentiated. So, and I've made a 100,000 words dictionary differentiating every level, of our different words. So the basic idea of Digital Yoruba is to translate or to convert accents into alphabets. That's the whole idea. I'm not removing the accent. I've known a lot of people have said, oh, Yoruba is a tonal language. You can't remove the accent. I'm not removing the accent. What I'm doing is to translate those accents into alphabets. And a lot of people are saying, maybe I'm trying to rubbish Samuel Crowder's work. No. Bishop Samuel Crowder is a very, very brilliant scholar, and I'm not in his class. He's far, far, far above me. I am not trying to, destroy it. I'm actually here to finish the work that he did. I'm here to finish what he started. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm not rubbishing his work. He's done a lot. He was the first person who wrote Yoruba language down. So that is a first that nobody can meet. So I am not rubbishing his work. I'm just completing the work that he did. So basically what I'm doing is to translate Yoruba language from analog to digital. Just like in those days, we used this type of telephone, but now this is what we saw. It's like we are going from analog to digital. That's what I'm trying to do. So what I did was I developed about 12 digital codes that is very logical so that anybody can follow it. You don't need to go to school. Anybody can read this code and follow, so that you don't even need to look at the dictionary. Once you can follow this code, you can write it down yourself. That's the way it works. So, and it is so logical that anybody can follow it. Okay. So, and so we are going from this kind of orthography to this. So this is what it looks like when you look in the, this is taken from one of the books that I've written, which is the 1000 Yoruba Proverbs. This is taken from the Yoruba Proverbs there. So I'm just letting you see, this is the way the old one looks like, this is the way Digital Yoruba looks like. You can see this is much, much cleaner. This one is much, much cleaner than this. So, and when you write like this, our children who lives abroad or any foreigner, when they see this, it's kind of very famous. It's kind of reader friendly. They will kind of want to learn it. They want to read it because it's not so scary like the other one. And that is the whole idea. That is the whole point, is to make, is to kind of represent our life, represent our books, kind of, repackage our language. That's what I'm trying to do. And if you want to read about digital Yoruba orthography, the book is free. That book itself, the handbook, is free. You can go to my website, www.digitalyoruba.com. You can click on the book. You can download it from there. It is completely free. It's about 100 pages. Anybody can read it. It's a free resource for anybody to read. Okay. And based on this digital Yoruba orthography, I have done about 16 different books. The first is the dictionary, which is about a 100,000 word dictionary. Is for everybody, so that if you have a dictionary by your side, you can always look at it to see, what changes, what is different, from the old method. So now there's also learn to speak Yoruba language. This is for people, especially Europeans who live in South America, in Brazil, in Spain, people who want to learn Yoruba language, especially the Yorubas in diaspora. And for our children who are born abroad who want to learn Yoruba language, that book is for them. Okay. So there's also 1000 Yoruba proverbs, which is, as it says, there's 1000 Yoruba proverbs all written out with their meanings there. And there's also 1000 Yoruba names. This is also for 1000 Yoruba names, different Yoruba names interpreted. What do they mean? So that if you are abroad, you are looking for a name for your children, you find 1000 names there from which you can choose from, both male and female. Okay. And then apart from that, there are two other books that I've written. This is Ariwo Oja. It's a first novel that has been written in digital Yoruba. It's about 300 pages of well-written script. It's like it's a thriller. It's a thriller, a blockbuster. And so if you want, you can lay your hands on that, and then that will actually teach you, more. You can read to learn modern Yoruba orthography. The other one is Bible and Womode. Bible and Womode. This is the Bible for young. It's the stories. Children can read stories about Moses, about Samuel, about David, about Solomon, about all the different stories in the Bible. So this is written for children. So it will allow children to learn Yoruba language and learn the Bible all together at once. Just about 100 pages, and it's a very good resource. So that is where we are. If you can follow me, on website is www.digitalaya.com. On YouTube is youtube.com/@Digital Yoruba. On Facebook is facebook.com/Digital Yoruba. On LinkedIn is linkedin.com/in/Digitolaya. On Instagram is instagram.com/Digi.Olaya. You can follow me. And I'm going to be putting up more videos. And if you subscribe to the channel, anytime there's a new video, you'll be one of the first people to know about it. So that's where I am today. So as I said, this is Digital Yoruba class. This is an explainer video for a lot of people who have been sending me emails and want to know what is the essence of this. So that's why I'm putting on this video. So you can follow me, and I will see you again in the next video. God bless you. Thank you.